Hi, I'm the Mothman, and I want to talk about Storm. Specifically, is she the worst flyer in the game? A general opinion is yes, or it's also no, it's Ultron. Today, I'm going to compare these two characters and see who's actually the worst. I already compared the movement speed. On a stopwatch app on my phone. I even recorded it. When I did Storm in her lightning mode, it took about 7 seconds. When I did, hold on, funny. Because I also marked it on my phone too.
They've spotted us.
Yeah, so when I did Storm's movement speed in wind mode, from there to here, it took approximately 5 minutes 26 seconds. That was with the wind mode.
Faster,
So
my
this one,
friends.
this one here, this one here, this one here, okay? Then I did Ultron's base movement speed. Ultron was just barely slower at 5 seconds and 82 at 5 seconds and 0.82. 5.82 seconds, sorry. Then I did Storm's, Thunder mode, because it's her obviously slower form. That took 7.33 seconds. Then I did Ultron's dash. Ultron's dash did 4.13 seconds for movement speed. So they're kind of tied. Yeah, they're kind of tied. But the thing is, that doesn't just matter here. The AoEs matter. Storms is a AoE where if you have someone in it, you can boost your allies' movement speed. You can slow enemies down with the Goddess boost here. If they're moving, that would slow them down. Or you can go to damage and do this.
Double KO.
Now done. Let's compare the damages, shall we? Now, if we go over here to Ultron, shoot a basic beam. Now, if we do 3 basic shots, boom, boom, boom. Storm did more, obviously. But now, if we go back to home, I want to kill these two real quick. I want to kill these two.
Double KO.
I don't think Ultron can headshot, but I just want to see if, but I'm just going to test out. Okay, no, we can't. Cool. Now, Storm can headshot.
Enemy in front of us.
Not in this one, in his game mode.
The forecast calls for thunder.
In his game mode, though, can she headshot?
Thunder.
In 2 shots, that's what she does. In 3, that's what she does.
Good hunt.
That's base damage compared to Ultron's beam. Now, if we go for her headshot damage, still lower than, actually, yeah, that is just barely lower. By a good chunk, actually, I lied to you, sorry. So, Storm has more damage. Because, obviously, she's DPS. She's going to. No shit. Now then, the utilities of it all. Again, Storm is great at deterring dives with this. Someone will dive her, they'll just pop her. She'll just pop them. But then she also has this ability, the lightning bolt. Which, oh look at that. See our damage chunk? Now if we go here. Ultron's beam did more than the lightning bolt. Now, obviously, the lightning bolt, just like Storm's base fire, pierces. Second line's up. Oh, I fucked that up so bad. Okay. We're gonna go over here and try to pierce. Since I absolutely uber fucked that. See, look, it pierces. So naturally it has less damage. But then, if it comes down to the kits, let's look at Ultron's kit. Ultron's kit has 2 smaller AoEs that heal. Isn't that interesting? You can get shields. He can do his little dash, and he can put it on. He can have 2 at once. So he has 2 smaller AOE's. But then with his penny team up, he can pull on everyone on the team now. Isn't that nice? And then when we compare the ult, Storm is obviously a team wipe that's easily counterable. Right. Easily counterable. As we can see here. This is one of the easiest ults to counter, in my opinion, for a flyer. Besides, yeah, actually, it's one of the easiest. Thought I got up Jeff. My bad. Sorry. That is one of the easiest ults to counter. We go here. It damages and heals. So when it comes down to the debate of who is the worst flyer, it honestly gotta depend on your opinion of the utilities.
The forecast calls for
If you
thunder.
want damage boosts, go Storm. If you want healing, go Ultron. But it all depends on your definition of the
forecast
utilities
calls for thunder.
and what utilities you need in the current time.
Enemy in front of us.
Because this is a team-based game. The ideal situation would we have a Ultron and a Storm on the same team, with Ultron keeping a drone on Storm, obviously. So where does that leave them for the big question of who is the worst flyer in the game? Is it Storm? Is it Ultron? Well, let's go back to Ultron's health. Ultron has exactly 250, exact same as Storm.
The forecast
But Storm does more damage.
blew them
But
away.
her AoE and her kit is more versatile. So, before I did this, I thought she was the worst in the game. And I still think she is, but now I'm saying she's the second worst in the game. Because of utility. They have the exact same amount of health. Ultron and her are basically tied in movement speed. But it's all about the utility. Ultron is a very versatile support. Storm can be a versatile DPS. So when it comes down to it, it's really hard to say when you think about it. It's really hard to say. Who do we give the title of the worst flyer to? The machine that was made to be perfect, with an ult that could do both damage and heal, with a decent kit, or the flyer that, or
The forecast calls
the
for
Thunder Goddess herself, with an ult that can do this.
The wrath of the goddess.
It is a pretty decent
I
range.
have made an impact. Double kill.
Now, Storm's most recent damage buff was making her primary fire do 60 a hit, which is why it's now better than Ultron.
I see them. Double kill.
Because when they dropped Season 9, they removed her anchor. But wait a minute. I'm sure someone in the comments is going to say, but Storm can also heal now. You are correct with this.
For the heavens.
Which again would make Storm ideal for versatility. And having Ultron on the exact same team, because you can just constantly heal each other now. As like a shield support. It's very low healing compared to Ultron, but it's still healing. So the question is, again, who is the worst? When it comes to base versatility alone, Storm has him beat in team-ups alone. She's hit scan,
The forecast
she
calls
can be hit scan, she can be projectile. With Thor, she can have chain
The
lightning.
forecast calls for thunder.
Yeah, with Thor, she can have chain lightning.
For me.
Not bad damage either, not bad damage either. Still less damage than Ultron's base beam, but it's fucking chain lightning. You can't have it too overpowered. But then we go to
Prepare
Jeff.
To ride the winds, my aquatic.
Feel the wrath of the goddess!
Jeff kind of needs to think.
The sky fell on them.
So, in pure kit versatility, Storm has him beat because of her team-ups. But Ultron has good team-ups too. Because if we go back here to Ultron again, where is he at now? Where's my Ultron? Here he is. Again, he can put a drone on any person, and he can also, where is it? He can also have a both damage and So in pure kit versatility overall, it's slightly, I feel like it's slightly tilted in Storm's favor, solely because she has a bit more damage and has a movement speed increase, while Ultron can only accelerate himself. Sorry, Ultron, I love you to death. You're a great healer, but you are not the second. But you are not a good. But you are not a good flyer. Ultron. I feel like this video sums it up pretty well. Ultron is the worst flyer in the game, but not by a lot. It just comes down to what you need in the heat of the moment for what role. When you need a versatile flyer, there's obviously better options than Storm, Iron Man, definitely Human Torch, he's S tier. But now I also want to go over Storm's counter because this is a Storm video. But I just want to get this out of the way first. When it comes to Storm's counters, there is, well, frankly, a lot. There's Hela, Star-Lord, Groot with his arms, Mag, Angela, Dino if he can reach you, or with his new team up with the guns here. Which have like a damn near infinite range, so it can't reach Storm. I've already tested it. Penny with her webs and infinite ammo. Thor's charge. Hulk's where's Hulk at? Here he is. Hulk's little sonic clap here. That can absolutely exile her, get her fucked over. I don't. He can also put her down with his jumps that I can't do because I don't have anyone around me except these guys. So he can absolutely pull her down. Don't need to say anything for Angela. She can pull her down with just a poke and a charge. Punisher counter Storm. Hawkeye most definitely counters. Hela counters. Star-Lord can. Squirrel Girl can. Bucky can. Okay, all this shit. Psylocke can because of her projectiles with the
Perfect harmony.
and her ult that goes everywhere. It even goes up in the ult. Look, it even goes up. It even goes up. See, look. So that can reach Storm. Phoenix, if you're not careful, you don't play behind cover, can pop Storm. Daredevil, for some reason, with his little with stuff like that, can reach Storm, which makes no sense in my opinion. But I've had these guys come after me, fail, but they came after me on my Storm. Black Cat's ult, when she uses her cards, can reach a Storm like that. If I can target the right guy. There it is. Okay, I don't know how to use all for demonstration, but you get the point. She can reach him. Mr. Fantastic can pull with his grab and knock down with his thrusts. They can also reach in general. Wolverine can absolutely charge down with this. He can also pull down with his ult. Iron Man. Do I really need to say at this point? You get the point. Boom, beam. Wow, scary. I get deleted. Gamma charge hurts even more. I get deleted. Wanda, I get deleted. Widow, if you play it dumb and don't use cover, you're gonna get deleted. Magic, again, play it dumb, don't use your cover, don't know your positioning, you're gonna get deleted by this. You're gonna get deleted. And this. And let's not forget Mr. I Hate Flyers 101. He counters. He fucking counters. Because he can just, and he can wall climb, so he can just reach you. But that's common knowledge. Moon Knight, if you're not careful, again, can counter you. Spider-Man can counter. About half the DPS roster can counter her. Luna can counter with her freeze. If you let her freeze when her paying attention, or something else happens. Jeff has an infinite water beam. I don't even need to say anything here. He'd be on another drone by now. He fucking counters. Look at that. I said it anyways. That's schizophrenic. Adam with good aim that can either flick you or just give you a charge burst can delete you. A rocket that if you're not paying attention to, but just sprays and prays you, can delete you. Basically, over half the roster, over half the entire roster counter Storm. So what is she good against? Storm again, depending on which version you're playing. Actually, both versions of her hit scan
Enemy in front
and
of
her
us. I bring thunder. You rode the
and her and her projectile and hit scan. Sorry, I forgot the words. As you can see from what I did there, she's good for playing around corners. You can use a corner, go out, flank around. You don't even really flank. You can just use a corner, which is overall just in general good game sense and practice. You need to rely on corners and natural cover in your team. So it gets a little bit overwhelming at first if you're new to games like these. But if you have some experience and you take the time to learn, you can learn natural game sense. You can make your way back to your team. Say, I'm not saved over here. You can also movement speed boost yourself with Goddess boost. Get back over here. And look at it, they're slowed down. They're drastically slowed down. And you can just pop as they're chasing you. And you get them low. Pop.
I see that.
And the light rain, it does not heal a lot at all, but it heals you enough. While it doesn't do a lot of healing for your teammates, it heals you quite a bit as Storm. Because you have 250 HP. And honestly, this is great. It is a great team up for Storms that want to be aggressive, but don't have the confidence. Because I have confronted characters like Punisher, Cyclops, what's her name? Yeah, Punisher, Cyclops, and Spider-Man Iron Fist like this. And these are from the matches, and these are from like the 20 matches I have played today in Season 9. I have managed to take them down because I will rain, thunderbolt myself, and then shoot them when I'm either playing projectile or hit scan. Obviously, you can't do the same thing on Mr. Hit Scan here. Look at it, your end's going. So you gotta play a little bit smarter. You gotta hit them like once or twice with this, boom, and then when they go, you gotta hit them with the boom. But this is about the rain. The rain is a great way to save yourself in combat when you are in a tight spot and you don't know if you're gonna win a fire or not. It's a great way to do that. So you don't want to waste it too early, but you don't want to use it too late. It can be a real great way to save your own ass in a fight, especially a 1v1 with another flyer. Say like Mr. Beam you in the face here. Storm's ult, you don't just want to use for kills. You want to use for sweet spots. Let's say, I don't know, this is a Luna, okay?
You're thunderstruck.
My bad. This is a Luna. That's a Luna. Just imagine, okay? Just imagine. That's a Luna, okay? She pops her ult. Oh no! We wait a little bit, wait till the ult ends. We pop this. We get both supports, ideally. Or they don't have, they don't have an ult that's ready, and they can't do anything. Or here's the. Guess what? I'm gonna go here and drink some water. I'm talking a lot. Or if you don't know if they have it and you want to bait it out, you can absolutely use Storm on the supports and try and force out an ult. You want to use it either before an ult to bait it out after to get free kills. You don't always have to, use a Storm ult and then be like, oh man, I got fucking countered. She sucks. She sucks. She can't kill through these support ults. She's not meant to. She is meant to be a team-based character. She's meant to be a team DPS supporter. Kind of like Fantastic. They have very underrated ults. Everyone I see says Storm ult sucks. You're using it wrong. That's why it sucks. You want to use it to either A, bait out, or B, after our ult ends. That is when you capitalize the most on Storm. When you know for sure that you are good to go, or B, when you aren't for sure, and you go for the support specifically. I had an invis counter me 8 times in one... Not 8, sorry, it was more like 5 times. I don't want to over-exaggerate. In one match, All because I kept countering. I kept doing
The
this.
wrath of the goddess!
It would be her clicking dagger in the back every time. She would pop her ult down, thinking she was countering me, and then I would just fly out. Every time. I would just fly out. Or she would kill me, because she put me back into her ult. But she was doing exactly what I wanted. She was doing exactly what I wanted every time. We lost the game because it was a real close match in a power chokehold, but she didn't have her ults ready when they were needed.
I see them!
So that's how we advanced so far in the match. Storm is not a bad character overall. She is one of the worst flyers, probably second worst. Now that I'm really making this deep dive video comparing her to Ultron. But again, for Storm and Ultron, it's all about the versatility. It's all about the versatility. Now then, where would I put Storm in a tier list? Not very high. This is coming from someone that plays a quick play only standpoint of view. Because I don't like ranked. Any version of ranked I hear in a game, people tell me awful stories about it, how like the people are bad, they're incompetent, they're toxic, they're racist, whatever. I don't play ranked. I would keep that 100 with you. So you can drop your comments and you can gladly debate me. I would love to hear your debates in the comments about why Storm is actually better than I think she is, or better than my standpoint says she is. But overall, as a Storm main, again, this video is just to be a breakdown, not a tier list. It's a breakdown of her ability, what counters her, where she's good against. That's what this is. She can handle about most characters on the roster I named if you play it right, if you play it smart. You just gotta play it smart. You use your cover. Use your to get someone off you. Because let's think about this game, okay? No one is going to beat someone every time. Because it all depends on the player. It all depends on the person controlling the character. If you play a character smart, have good game sense, know a character, and know how to, play the game in a smart way that tells you how to use a character correctly, you're going to be fine. I know it's not like I have an ego here. I deeply apologize. But again, I'm trying to do a character breakdown. Nothing's going to be set in stone every fight. You could die with Angela, but there's times where you can just, I'm moving around. You can hit me. For a newer Angela, where she will struggle to get you, and then you can kill her. It is still an Angela, so be cautious. But if it's a newer Angela, you have an advantage because you're on a character you have experience with, you have game sense with, you know what you're doing with. It is all about the player behind the character. But if I had to put Storm in a tier list, I would put her at least D+, C-. And that is me not trying to be generous. That is my honest to God given opinion. Mothman out.